broadcasting sports. It's time for Post 8 Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Post 8 Baseball is brought to you by Comtech, Bank West, Nystrom Electric, Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping, and American Family Insurance Brittany Scheffelbein Agency.
A fly ball to center field as Spencer Eason is over. For the first time in 2023, Rollates and Miles Doyle has thrown a 6-inning no-hitter.
And by Lamb Motors, Todd's Electric, Edward Jones Financial, CHS River Plains, Wagner Auto, Jaeger, Faith Lutheran Church, Leinbach Construction, and First Dakota National Bank.
Here's the 2-0 pitch. Here's a line shot. That's to the left side. Bruce will round second. He's on his way to third. Hansen will see if he pulls up at second. He will. And Matt Hansen will have himself the cycle and an RBI double on top of it. An RBI double for Matt Hansen. He's 4 for 4.
Post 8 Baseball is also brought to you by Avera, Capital City Ford, Lincoln, and Toyota, Shane's Pharmacy, Gales Gas, Oahe Federal Credit Union, May Adam, Fisher Rounds, and Ferding Electric.
The 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, and Rollates. Post 8 gets a big 12-9 victory in Game 2 to earn a split over Post 22.
And by True Green Chemelon, Beck Motors, the South Dakota Office of the Attorney General Division of Consumer Protection, Kruger Contracting, Egtegra, AGE Corporation Ready Mix, Stulkin Peterson LLP. Now let's head to the booth for the call of the game with the voice of Post 8, award-winning KCCR Sports Director, John Winkler.
And a good afternoon as we welcome you here to Hyde Stadium as Post 8 and Box Elder will battle for the first time as the 8s will take on Box Elder Post 315 in a doubleheader with just 3 home dates left in the regular season all this week with two games on Wednesday and then a doubleheader on Saturday. We're going to get through the starting lineups. We'll get ready for first pitch. We're going to start just a little bit earlier here than 2 o'clock, but we'll be getting set ready to go here in just a moment. We'll step aside for 3 minutes, come back with the starting lineups and first pitch. You're listening to Post 8 Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Comtech, your local technology solutions provider, is now located on the truck bypass. With great brands like Bose, Sonos, LG, Samsung, Lenovo, and so much more. Stop in to see their new showroom for everything in stock for your personal or business needs. Comtech provides professional installation and service after the sale. Comtech is your local technology store, located now on the truck bypass, or visit us on the web at comtechplus.com.
As community bankers, BankWest employees are deeply committed to supporting local causes, growing the local economy, and creating local opportunities. At a time when you can bank anywhere,
Generated estimate. The number is 224-8750 or visit their website at nystromelectric.com.
Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping wants to make it easy for you to get that lush green lawn and that yard haven that you've been dreaming of. Visit dakotasprinkler.com to make appointments for sprinkler system spring startup, service calls, fall winterization, and landscaping quotes. Trust Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping's professionals to get you through the planning and installation to make your landscaping needs a reality. Visit dakotasprinkler.com today.
With any dream, the wind won't always be at your back. The sun won't always be shining, and some rain is going to fall. American Family Insurance is like a good, solid roof that you can trust to protect your biggest dreams. With plans that could save you up to 23% when you bundle your home and auto. Also, you can continue to dream fearlessly, no matter what comes your way. American Family Insurance.
Visit mfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company assigned its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Contact the Brittany Shufflebine Agency, LLC, 224-6627.
Looking for your next new or used car, truck, or SUV? Then go no further than the comfort of your own home. Shop online at lambmotor.com. On lambmotor.com, you'll find the vehicles Lambs has in stock. You can schedule a test drive or your vehicle's next tune-up, all online. New or used, shop for it all online, anywhere you are. Lamb Motor has the right vehicle for you. Lamb Motor in Oneida and online, lambmotor.com.
As we welcome you back here, we are getting sent for a first pitch between Pierre and Boxelder as Miles Doyle is on the mound. John Wickler alongside Blake Dean on a beautiful Sunday afternoon. Rain is staying to our south and to our east, so we are set and ready to go for baseball. As Doyle will be starting for will be the second straight opening doubleheader, but for South Dakota games, it's seemingly almost every South Dakota doubleheader that Miles Doyle is getting a start at. But that is how things line up and how it lines up for Coach Iverson to be able to do that. As Ian Beer will step in, we'll get to the starting lineups here in just a moment. First pitch is just outside for ball one as we're underway here at 1:53 here on this Sunday afternoon. The 1-0 pitch here to Ian Beer. That'll be over for a strike, and the count is now even at a ball and a strike. So Ian Beer, 463 batting average, 4 doubles, 11 runs driven in. One of the best hitters on this team as that one's fouled out of play to the right side. The count is now at 1-2. Here to the leadoff man in Ian Beer. Cooper Morelang will bat second. Mason Brooks will bat third. Paxton Fisher, the right fielder, batting fourth. Tegan Smith, the left fielder, batting fifth. Spencer Johansson, the catcher, will bat sixth as that one misses upstairs, and the count's now 2-2. Colton Morelang, the pitcher, batting seventh. Ethan Wilson, the center fielder, batting eighth. And Will Waddell, the shortstop, will bat ninth here for Post State. Or make that for Post 315 against Post State. 2-2 pitches upstairs, and the count's now 3-2. And a full count here on the first hitter of the ball game of Ian Beer, one of the best hitters average-wise and even OPS-wise behind the next man in Cooper Morelang. But that will be taken for strike three in the first out to open up this ball game, as it will be Cooper Morelang to come to the plate.
Yeah, Beer came into that at bat slashing 463, 489, 561 for an OPS of 1050. So one of the best hitters on this Boxelder squad, and Doyle just froze him on a 3-2 fastball in the inner half of the plate for a looking strikeout for out number one here for the Eights this afternoon.
This will be Cooper Morelang, and misspoke. The Colton Morelang is the guy with the highest OPS on this Boxelder team. Cooper Morelang, though, has a 386 batting average, 945 OPS, which is still pretty good. Double, a triple, and 12 runs driven in for the number two hitter in Cooper Morelang, as that one will be taken on the inside edge for a strike. The count's now 1-2. Miles Doyle, he has thrown the most innings so far at 28 and a third, making it 28 and 2/3 right now after the first out. As that pitch will be lined to Shufflebine over at second. He'll hop to make the catch, and there's now two down here in the top of the first, and it will bring up the number three hitter, Mason Brooks. Get through the end of the total of Miles Doyle's numbers, because we have Sutton Sunshine out left. We go around the horn defensively. George Staley in center and Charlie Simpson in right. Grayson Hunsley at third. Dawson Getz at short. Carter Shufflebine, who just made that play, at second. J.J. Buchholz at first. Nolan Peterson will frame strike one from the pitcher, Miles Doyle. And the count's 0-1 here to Mason Brooks. The 0-1 pitch, that'll be at the bottom of the zone. The count's now 0-2. Doyle with the 1-4 record so far. This is his 7 starts. His ERA is 4.45, and a whip at 1.8. He's looking for a 1-2-3 inning, but that will be fouled on a play on the right side. He is giving up for Doyle 19 walks, but 34 strikeouts, 22 runs, 18 of them earned. Batting average against at 281. That'll miss low, and the count's now 1-2. And as it is evident, and if you are now watching your first post-state game, but if you have been watching every post-state game or paying attention to every post-state game, this is the ace of the post-state pitching staff as the 1-2 pitch is upstairs, and the count's 2-2.
Yeah, Miles Doyle's a guy that's gonna fill up the strike zone for the eights and keep the batters on their toes, make them hit into contact as he gets a swinging strikeout there for out number 3 to end the inning. But he has the capability to do that as well with 2 strikeouts in the inning and sets down Boxelder 1-2-3 here in the top of the first.
We head to the bottom of the first. No score between Pierre and Boxelder. Back in a minute on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
No one likes to have electrical problems, but when they happen, call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. With over 28 years of experience, Todd's Electric can handle any type of electrical problem, whether it's residential, commercial, or agricultural. Their knowledgeable staff knows and understands the importance of your home, business, or ag facility and are prepared to help. Call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. That's 223-2518. Todd's Electric, serving the Pierre and Fort Pierre areas. The line of power.
Financial investments are very important, but so are the investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from their coaches, teachers, and mentors. Your Pierre area Edward Jones Financial Advisors understand this. That's why Edward Jones is a proud sponsor of Governor Athletics on KCCR. Go Govs! For all your investment needs, call or stop by one of our offices to visit with your Pierre area Edward Jones Financial Advisor. Edward Jones, member SIPC. As we welcome you back here, it is a scoreless first inning. We have the bottom of the first. No score. The American Family Insurance Brittany Schuffelbein scoreboard. And the starting lineup will look like this for Post State. Nolan Peterson will lead things off. He's the catcher. Sutton Sunshine, the left fielder, will bat second. Carter Schuffelbein batting third. He's a second baseman. Grayson Hunsley, the third baseman, batting the cleanup spot. Charlie Simpson, the right fielder, will bat fifth. Dawson Getz, the shortstop, batting sixth. Cooper Terwilliger, the DH, batting seventh. J.J. Buckles, first baseman, batting eighth. And George Staley will be the center fielder, batting ninth here for Post States, as they will go against Colton Morlang, who is going to be making his fourth start of the season. In the 3 starts, he has gone 12 innings so far, as the first pitch here to Nolan Peterson will be a ground ball to the right side, scooped up on the backhand with the first baseman and Brooks. He'll step on the bag, 1 pitch and 1 out here to open up the bottom of the first inning. And we'll bring up now Sutton Sunshine.
Yeah, like you said, John, 3 starts for Morlang so far, 12 innings on the year. 0-1 record on the season. He has given up 15 runs. Or 17 runs, 15 of them earned, 19 walks, 21 strikeouts, for an ERA of 8.75, and a batting average against of 327. So balls have been put in play against Morlang this year, as Sunshine looks at ball 2 to make it a 2-0 count here. So the Eights are going to have opportunities to put the ball in play here this afternoon, and maybe hop on top and get a lead.
Here's the 2-0 pitch to Sunshine. That'll be down the middle for a strike. The count's now 2-1. Post State comes in with a 264 team batting average. Sunshine with a 362 average, which is 1 point higher than Nolan Peterson for the team high, and with those that have at least 10 at-bats, as the 2-1 pitch is upstairs, and the count's now 3-1. OPS is at 887, which is the highest on the team, 3 points higher than Peterson. 25 hits, 1 less than Nolan Peterson. 14 runs driven in, which is also a team high for Sunshine. That will be on the outside, or in the inside corner for a strike, and the count's now full at 3-2. He does have one of the 4 triples, 3 doubles for Sunshine, which when you look at stat-wise between Peterson and Sunshine, 1 and 2 in the order, as the 3-2 pitch will be caught on the inside corner for strike 3. Sunshine, the last 2 pitches had pulled back, thinking that they're inside, but he takes both of them for strikes, and there's now 2 down, and it brings up Carter Schuffelbein. But to finish that thought, that both Peterson and Sunshine, when you look at the stat-wise, they're almost as identical, which is, and both of them hitting well, which puts you in a pretty good spot of 1 and 2, although they both are retired in the first inning. First pitch to Schuffelbein as they swing and foul at the plate.
Yeah, and that's a situation that the Eights are going to face here with Morlang on the mound. he's probably going to pound the strike zone as well. I mean, it's looking at his stats, he does walk about as many guys as he strikes out, so he does get a lot of his outs on contact where it's going at people. So you saw that with the Peterson at bat as he grounded out to first base. And then on the Sunshine at bat, he, like you said, kind of pulled back on the last two strike calls, for strikeout for out number 2. And now we've got a 1-1 count here to Scheffelbein with 2 outs.
That'll miss low and away as it counts 2-1. You're listening to KCCR Pierre Riverfront Broadcasting Station. Just past 2 o'clock, Jacob Mayer is back in the station. John McClure alongside Blake Dean. The final home games of the season, they'll play Wednesday against the Post-22 Expos with a 3 o'clock first pitch, and then a 2 o'clock first pitch next Saturday against Harrisburg Maroon, as it'll be inside. The count's 3-1 here to Scheffelbein. The Eights will also travel to Bismarck on Thursday. That'll be the 4 games that are scheduled, I guess, for the week. Technical Sunday is the first day of the week. Here is the 3-1 pitch. It'll be coming inside, and it will be ball 4, and Scheffelbein will be a 2-out base runner here in the bottom of the first to bring up Grayson Hunsley, where the Eights have kind of figured out, some would say have figured out entirely what their order will be when it comes down to playoff time. But we've seen kind of the same lineup, at least in terms of guys where they are sitting at in the lineup. Obviously, George Stallion's moved down to the 9 spot from the number 5 spot in that last game. But Grayson Hunsley has kind of filled into that cleanup spot, as that one will be flown down the right field line. It will be foul, and the count is 0-1. And Hunsley hitting at .258 with 3 doubles, 11 runs driven in. The Eights do have 5 players with 10-plus RBIs. And of those 5 players, 4 of the 5 have scored 10-plus times, Hunsley being the lone guy that has not. And with runners in scoring position hitting .185, Post-8 at .263, which is a point lower than their team batting average overall, as a swing and a miss by Hunsley on the off-speed pitch, and the count's now 0-2. But these are important games to pick up. Obviously, Wednesday and Thursday this week will not count to the South Dakota standings. Post-22 it's the Expos team, not the Hard Hats. So it will not count to the South Dakota standings. But then Harrisburg Maroon will be the big game as well. Bismarck will not count to the standings. So today and Saturday will be 4 very important games for Post-8 to pick up, try and get some wins to continue to try and climb the standings in the South Dakota end of the year standings. Here's a 1-2 pitch to Hunsley. Reaching for it, ground ball to the shortstop. It will take a hop to Waddell. His throw to first will be in time and retire the side here in the bottom of the first. No runs, no hits, no errors, and a man left on base. After an inning, there is no score between Pierre and Boxelder. Back in a minute on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Hey you. Are you at a job that is fulfilling, has good benefits to support you or a family today, and retirement goes down the road? If you just said no, listen up. CHS River Plains is hiring operations personnel, drivers, and custom applicators at several locations. These come with a knockout affordable benefit package for you and the whole family. Apply to a job with CHS River Plains and up your benefits straight up. To apply, visit us online at chsriverplains.com or stop in at one of our locations. CHS is an equal opportunity employer.
Wagner Auto Company is your complete transportation headquarters. Now is the time to order your new Buick, GMC, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram vehicles, plus a good selection of quality pre-owned and certified pre-owned vehicles. They'll take care of you after the sale with a full-service parts and auto body shop with trained technicians, along with a friendly financing team that'll work with you to find the best deal and one that'll fit your budget. Wagner Auto is your local full-service family-owned dealership for over 115 years. WagnerAuto.com. That's WagnerAuto.com.
As we welcome you back, it is no score on the American Family Insurance Brittany Scheffelbein scoreboard. Top of the second, 4, 5, and 6, Paxton Fisher, Tegan Smith, and Spencer Johansson be the first 3 hitters here for Boxelder, post 315. John McClure alongside Blake Dean, and these 2 teams are sitting one after another. Post 8 just in front of Boxelder, and even after the splits on Tuesday with Brandon Valley getting a win, or with Box Elder getting a win over Brandon Valley and splitting, the Eights are still still percentage points ahead of them in the standings. But as it counts 2-0 here to Paxton Fisher, this is very important for these two games. The 2 wins kind of almost, I wouldn't say guarantees you a playoff spot, but it really puts you in that spot where you don't have to have help to make sure you make the playoffs.
Yeah, it's a big week here for the Eights. They're going to look to continue to climb the standings, and like you said, big games coming up not only today but then later on this week against Harrisburg Maroon. Winnable games for the Eights both today and later this week. So like you said, an opportunity to pick up 4 wins as Fisher draws the lead off base on balls to open up this top of the second for Box Elder. But opportunities for the Eights to secure themselves a spot in the playoffs come the end of the year.
We had said, last week when Post 8 was playing Sioux Falls Post 15 East, that the season had ended today. We would have not have been in Pierre, but we would have been in Sioux Falls playing that Post 15 team, as that one will be a swing and a miss by the lefty Tegan Smith. In the first man, as Blake said, drew a walk on to first base run of the ball game for Box Elder. The 0-1 pitch, that one fouled back as Fisher was off with the pitch, and the count's quickly 0-2. Tegan Smith, 267 batting average, does have a double and a triple. Just 1 home run for this team, and that is going to be from the pitcher Colton Morling, who does have 10 runs driven in. But overall, this team's got 30 extra base hits of the 120 overall as a team, and a team batting average at 308. This, Blake, I think we had talked about too, that this Box Elder team, there's a lot of Rapid City Stevens kids on this squad, but over the course of the last probably 5 years or so, when Douglas or Box Elder would be the team that you're playing, it was hey, we gotta just play good. We can't lose focus, or we're gonna win baseball games, football games, basketball games, whatever it might be. That's not the case with this Box Elder team. It's not if we show up and just play decent baseball, we're going to win. You got to still play good baseball against Box Elder to get wins, because they are, as Brandon Valley knows from last Tuesday, they're a good baseball team, and they will beat you if you're not ready and not playing good baseball, not just decent baseball. If you're not playing good baseball, they're going to beat you.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's a reason why, as Smith hits a ground ball to gets it short, flips to Scheffelbein at second and on to first to Buckles for a 6-4-3 double play to pick up 2 outs here in this top of the second and empty the bases. But you're absolutely right. If you're not on top of your game against this Box Elder squad, this is a team that, for the majority of the spring season, like you said, played on the Rapid City Stevens squad. That was, I think, the number 4 seed in the state at the end of the year. So, this is a team that can hang with anybody in the state, and they, like you said, proved it against Brandon Valley as the batter in Johansson fouls off the first pitch down the first base line for strike number 1 here with 2 outs in the top of the second.
Counts 0-1. Johansson, he comes in 250 batting average, a triple, 6 runs driven in so far in the season for Johansson. And again, 308 batting average. It's obviously a 300 batting average per individual has been the standard of showing a guy that can get a lot of base hits. And as a team, a 308 batting average shows that this team can hit the ball if given the opportunity.
Yeah, there's about 5 regulars on this Box Elder squad that are hitting 300 or over, as Johansson watches a strike at the knees to make it a 1-2 count here. But like you said, 5 regulars that are hitting 300 or over, and I think we've got 3 regulars, that are hitting above 400. So 3 guys that you really want to watch out for in this Box Elder lineup are the leadoff hitter in Beer, and I guess he's the only regular that hits above 400, as the count's now 3-2 here to Johansson. But regardless, there are 5 regulars in this Box Elder lineup that are hitting 300 or over.
3-2 count here to Spencer Johansson. The pitch will be behind and actually hit Johansson, and it will be another hit by pitch, free pass, whatever you want to call it, to the second one of the inning, and it will extend the inning now to the pitcher Colton Morlang that can help himself out. And for Colton Morlang, a .395 batting average. You had mentioned he's got the best OPS on the team at a 1.169. 5 doubles, a triple, a home run, 10 runs driven in. As he provides the pop towards the bottom of the order. He's number 7 in this order, and one of those where again where coaches are going to say we want to have our best guys kind of lead things off, but we want to make sure we provide the balance of a lineup, and Colton Morlang does do that. And yes, you have your guys at the top of the order as you always do, but putting Morlang down at the bottom allows that extra pop and the extra guys to get base hits and to drive more guys in, as that one will be taken for a strike. The count's now 1-2.
And it keeps a pitcher on their toes, knowing that, if they get through the top of the lineup, they don't have the ability to take their foot off the gas at all, especially with a guy like Morlang, with the .395 average coming in as he fouls that one back to the screen to make it a 1-2 count, or for it to remain a 1-2 count, That doesn't allow you to take your foot off the gas if you're Miles Doyle, knowing that even though this is your 7-hitter, this is statistically the best hitter in the lineup.
1-2 pitch. There's a swing and a miss on the third strikeout for Miles Doyle in 2 innings. No runs, no hits, no errors, and a man left on base. After an 8.5, no score between Pierre and Boxelder. Back in a minute on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
YAG Air Incorporated is your locally owned ag, chemical, and seed retailer. YAG Air Incorporated.
This is Pastor Sam of Faith Lutheran Church. Whether today feels like a home run or a strikeout, I encourage you to join us for worship. We celebrate when God gives us a wonderful day. We provide support and encouragement when that third strike comes. Come join us for encouraging and uplifting worship at Faith Lutheran Church.
As we welcome you back here, it is a scoreless game. And in the bottom of the second, John Wickler alongside Blake Dean, as it will be 4, 5, and 6. Make that 5, 6, and 7. Charlie Simpson, Dawson Getz, and Cooper Twilliger will be the first 3 hitters here for the Eights in this bottom of the second. Both teams without a hit in that first inning. The only base runners, it was a 2-out walk to Shufflebine. Paxton Fisher drew a walk, and then Spencer Johansson was hit with a 3-2 count with 2 outs as well. So all 3 base runners so far between these 2 teams have got on by a free pass, as Simpson will try and change that as we're underway here. Looking at game time temperature, obviously now in the second inning, but around 76 degrees. As not expecting any rain. We had some rain that maybe, a trace of some rain that came through this morning, but nothing more than a showers to our south. But overall, it's going to be a nice day for baseball here at Hyde Stadium, as the first pitch to Simpson will be popped up on the right side into foul territory, and it will land in the right field bullpen and then bounce out of play as it counts 0-1 here to Simpson.
Yeah, Morlang, like we talked about last inning, is going to pound the strike zone. So an opportunity for the back half of the post-state order to get something going here and put the ball in play hard, starting with Simpson here.
The 0-1 pitch. That one will be flown out towards left field. It'll be Smith that's underneath it. The lefty will make the catch, and the leadoff man is retired here to kick off the bottom of the second. It is going to be Smith out in left as Wilson is out in center. Tegan Smith in left. In center is Ethan Wilson, and right is Paxton Fisher. Third base, it is Ian Beard. Second base, it is Will Waddell. Playing second is Cooper Morlang. Mason Brooks at first. Spencer Johansson behind the plates, and Colton Morlang will deliver the first pitch, and it will be missing for ball 1. Dawson Getz, .291 batting average, a triple and a home run for his 2 extra base hits. As that will pitch will miss low, and the count goes now 2-0.
Yeah, 11 RBI on the season for Getz. 10 runs, 7 walks, 4 strikeouts, so he's going to he's going to put the ball in play. Quality at bat percentage 45%. So every other time he comes up to the plate, he's going to produce a quality at bat as he looks at strike one to make it a 2-1 count here.
2-1 count here with one out in the bottom of the second. After a fly out to the left fielder and Smith, here's the 2-1 pitch. It'll come inside. The count is now at 3 balls and a strike. And Cooper Twilliger will follow, trying to get some base runners here in this bottom of the second for Post State. 3-1 pitch. That'll miss low and inside, and it is going to be a walk issued to Dawson Getz, and there is a runner on at first here with the 1 out, and it brings up Cooper Twilliger.
Yeah, Terwilliger, for as big a kid as he is, you'd think that he'd have a few more extra base hits on the season. Actually comes into this ball game in his 27 at-bats on the season. No extra base hits. 7 hits, all singles, 2 RBI, 4 runs. He has 10 strikeouts, no walks.
First pitch taken for a strike. Getz took off for second. The throw got away from the second baseman, so he'll get the steal and it went into center field. And so he'll take third. So Dawson Getz in scoring position here, 90 feet away, and a productive out would give the Eights a 1-0 lead. And error will be charged to the catcher and Johansson on the throw to second. So now it's a fly ball in the outfield. Even a ground ball up the middle could score Dawson Getz with the middle playing back. Here is the 0-1 pitch. There's a fly ball to center field. Coming in as a center fielder, Wilson. He'll make the catch. Getz will tag. The throw will come in wide of home plates, and it will be a sacrifice fly for Cooper Twilliger, and the Eights will take a 1-0 lead here in the bottom of the second.
There was that productive out you're talking about, John, and that was set up on the legs of Dawson Getz, stealing second. Johansson, the throw, gets past the second baseman covering in Cooper Morlang, and gets into center field, allowing Getz to take third. So all Terwilliger has to do is put his bat on the ball, put a charge into one like he did. Unfortunately, hit it right at the center fielder, but a productive out nonetheless, and the Eights have a 1-0 lead without putting up a hit yet here in the bottom of the second. 2 outs here with J.J. Buckles at the plate and an 0-1 count.
Here's the 0-1 pitch. That'll be fouled off of Buckles, and the count's now 0-2. JJ hitting 157 so far. Does have a double. 5 runs driven in for the rising senior. Hitting 167 with runners in scoring position, which is right around a little bit better than the actual batting average. Here's the 0-2 pitch. It'll be outside. The count's now 1-2. So, as Blake had mentioned, too, a run scored without a base hit so far. They also utilized the error from the catcher and the throwing error on the steal for Dawson Getz. Here's the 1-2 now from Morlang. It was a line shot that is down the right field line, but it will land foul. And the count will remain at a ball and 2 strikes here to Buckles.
Yeah, an opportunity for JJ to boost the batting average. I'm guessing Morlang's probably going to come with a little bit of off speed here. We'll see if JJ sits on that and maybe, adjusts to the fastball, fouls it off to the back.
1-2 pitch will be taken for strike 3, and that will retire the side. That is the second strikeout of the ball game for Morlang. Where run scores without a hit, so no errors, and make that an error, and no one left on base. So we've played 2 completes. It is a 1-0 lead for Pierre over Box Elder. Back in a minute on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Look, it's no secret that owning a vehicle can cause a lot of stress, and they get a lot of wear and tear on them through the extreme seasons we've grown to love. Graham Tire wants you to know that you can trust them with any problem that you have with your vehicle. Their ASE certified mechanics can make your AC cool again, or even just change your oil. They can look into and fix those noises that seem to come from nowhere and have you stressed out. Bring your car to Graham Tire so they can put your mind at ease. Graham Tire, your tire store next door. Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping wants to make it easy for you. Yard haven that you've been dreaming of. Visit dakotasprinkler.com to make appointments for sprinkler systems, quotes. Trust Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping's professionals to get you through the planning and installation to make your landscaping needs a reality. Visit dakotasprinkler.com today.
As we welcome you back here, it is a 1-0 lead for Post States here in the top of the third. And it'll be 8-9-1 for Box Elder. Ethan Wilson, Will Waddell, and Ian Beer. And it'll be back to the top of the order for Beer. As it is the Eights with that 1-0 lead, and as Blake had mentioned too, and mentioned now twice, or will be the third time that the Eights get their run without a base hit in that second inning. As the first pitch will be missing inside for ball one to the center fielder Wilson, who is coming in hitting .303 without an extra base hit. 2 runs driven in. This will be popped up behind the second base bag. Carter Scheffelbein will backpedal out. He'll make the catch, and the leadoff man retired here to kick off the top of the third.
Yeah, nice job there by Doyle inducing the weak contact from Wilson on the pop fly. Scheffelbein did have to retreat back into the shallow right center field behind second base there, but not a huge amount of area that he had to cover. Was able to get there in time, squeeze it for out number 1, and Doyle quickly hops up on the shortstop in Will Waddell, who is stepping into the batter's box here with 1 out in the top of the third.
143 batting average so far in the season, as it counts now 1-1 here to Waddell. A double and an RBI for him so far in the 3 hits and 21 at-bats. Here's the 1-1 pitch. This will be popped up. This will be Dawson Getza will come in right to the edge of the infield grass, making the catch, and there's 2 down. And it will bring up the leadoff man in Ian Beer.
The third baseman.
Man, if Doyle can just get a pop fly to all of the infielders, second, short, and third, this would be a fantastic inning here at this top of the third.
So here is now Ian Beer with 2 outs and nobody on. First pitch will be taken over for strike 1. Get the train coming through. Seemingly coming in pretty fast here through town. As the count is 0-1, that pitch will miss low, and the count is even at a ball and a strike here to Ian Beer, who struck out looking in the opening batter of the ball game. The 1-1 pitch. This will be popped foul to our left and behind home plate, and the count's now 1-2.
Yeah, Beer comes into this game slashing .463, .489, .561 for a .1050 OPS. Second best OPS on the team behind Colton Morlang, as he hits a grounder right at Scheffelbein, who makes the throw over to Buckles for out number 3 and a 1-2-3 top of the third here for Miles Doyle.
So only 1 base runner left on through 3 innings against Miles Doyle. 1-0 lead for Pierre at the end of 2.5. Back in a minute on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. KCCR Sports. Sports. City Ford, Lincoln, Toyota, and Pierre, where exceptional customer service meets an incredible inventory lineup. Looking for your dream car? Our expert team is here to guide you every step of the way. From dependable Fords to luxurious Lincolns and versatile Toyotas, we have something for every taste, need, and budget. Experience the difference with us today. Capital City Ford, Lincoln, and Toyota.
At Shane's Pharmacy, your healthcare is important, and Shane wants to be the pharmacist to take care of you. Shane's Pharmacy will make sure your prescriptions are filled in a timely manner, they will answer your questions, and they will even deliver to your home or office. Call 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy, the pharmacy you know and trust. The number again is 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy in Fort Pierre, proud to support high school athletics.
As we welcome you back here, Post States has a 1-0 lead as we head to the bottom of the third on the American Family Insurance Brittany Schuffelbein scoreboard. George Stalley, Nolan Peterson, sun and shine. Anybody reaches base, it'll go to Carter Schuffelbein. As Stalley, the last man to come to the plates from either side. As Boxler was able to get the number 9 man that came in up to the plate in the second spot last inning. But now here's Stalley. And then back to the top of the order as the Eights will try and extend their 1-0 lead here in the bottom of the third. Colton Morlang, the starter, into his third inning. That'll be off of Stally, hit by a pitch, and there is a leadoff man that's on base to kick off this bottom of the third.
And one thing you don't want to do is turn the lineup over, hitting the number 9 batter, especially if he's got the wheels of George Stally. George looked like he's shaking that one off. He'll remain in the ball game, staying on first base, put on the old sliding glove that he wears when he runs the bases, and look to see him potentially swipe a bag here, kind of like Getz did in the bottom of the second.
Here's Nolan Peterson. First pitch to him will miss low for ball 1. There are some popcorn showers kind of all around us. There was a lightning that we saw well back in the distance, or at least I saw back in the distance, obviously to the east of us and moving away from us, as that'll be taken high, and then the throw back to first will be late. It is a safe call, and the first baseman and the base umpire having a conversation about what was happening. I'm not sure exactly what the conversation was between the two. But here's the 2-0 pitch now from Morlang to Peterson. Runner takes off, and Peterson will foul that one out of play. And the count goes now 2-1.
Yeah. Go ahead. Oh, okay. It looked like a close play, or a lot closer a play than I thought it was going to be on that throwback from Johansson over to Brooks at first. Stally was just able to get his foot back in there, but that was a real bang-bang play. Field ump had to make a quick decision there.
Counts 2-1 here to Peterson. That pitch will be upstairs, and the count's now 3-1. Again, there's lightning off in the distance, but it's all to our east and southeast. Everything moving away from us. So I don't think that will stop us unless it keeps building back this way. 3-1 pitch will be at the top of the zone. The count's now 3-2.
Look for maybe a little bit of a hit and run here if Coach Iverson wants to put it on, with it being a 3-2 count.
So here is the 3-2 from Morlang. Stally takes off, swinging a foul by Peterson, and he stays alive. Might have been ball 4, depending on where that pitch, really where that swing is at by Peterson, but it's with a 2-strike count, too close to take. And the count remains at a full count. We'll see if Stally will take off again with the oven mitt in hand, or on hand.
Yeah, I don't know if you'd do that consecutive pitches in a row. I think maybe look for Morlang to maybe check him at first to make sure that he doesn't go on first movement.
Instead, nobody steals, no pickoff attempt, and the pitch is low for ball 4. And it is now first and second here with nobody out. And it brings up Sutton Sunshine.
Big opportunity here for the rising sophomore in Sutton Sunshine. Comes into this game slashing .362, .452, .435 for an OPS of .887. 25 hits, 3 doubles, a triple, 14 RBI, 12 runs, 8 walks, 14 strikeouts, stolen 5 bases. He looks to square there. Stally takes off for third. Throw gets away into left field as Waddell, the shortstop, was going to cover third base after the third baseman in Beer was charging on the bunt attempt there by Sunshine. Throw goes behind Waddell from Johansson. Throw gets into left field, and Stally able to score on that. So another run produced by the Eights without a ball being put in play.
Yeah, I think the big thing, too, was that Sunshine was showing bunt, whether it was a planned bunt or not, with that third baseman charging, left everything open to try and take third base for Stally, and still trying to make the play over at third. Waddell moving in, and instead of leading him toward the bag, he threw it behind him, and the Eights are able to run their way into another run and force another error from the catcher in Johansson. There's a half swing, but a full swing from Sunshine. The count's now 2-1 here, with an opportunity to maybe drive in the game's first run, maybe get the first hits of the ball game, even though the Eights lead 2-0 here in the bottom of the third with nobody out. The 2-1 pitch from Morlang. There was a swing and a fly ball to left field. Coming in, it's going to drop in for a base hit. They will hold Peterson on at third. And it will fall in for the game's first hit, 1st and 3rd here with nobody out, and it brings up Carter Scheffelbein.
Yeah, just a soft liner that landed right in front of Smith and left. I thought he might have an opportunity to make a catch in left field, but pulls up a little bit just in front of the ball just to make sure it doesn't get past him, and he was able to hold Peterson at 3rd on the play as well. So now the 8's threatening again with runners at the corners and nobody out here yet in the bottom of the 3rd.
So now Scheffelbein a chance to drive in the run. The steal, the throw to second. The tag, they got him out at second, but scoring is going to be Peterson. And so Sonnenshine's thrown out trying to steal second after a double clutch from the catcher. They still get Sonnenshine out at second, but another run comes in to score to make it 3-0. And the 8's on another steal attempt score another run.
I think that if you're Coach River Iverson, you'll take that 7 times out of 7 because that was a steal attempt to try and induce a throw down as Scheffelbein fouls it back to the screen. To induce a throw down by Johansson, you got that. He threw it all the way down, and Peterson was able to take home on the play. Granted, Sonnenshine was thrown out at second base, but you'll trade that out for a run every single time.
Counts 1-1 here to Scheffelbein, now with nobody on and one away. 1-1 pitch will be on the inside corner for a strike. The count's now 1-2. And for Scheffelbein, he was the first base runner of the ball game. The only man left stranded on so far for Post State. Here's the 1-2 pitch. That'll bounce in, and the count's now 2-2. The one thing, too, for Morlang is that he goes, on average, just 4 innings. 3 starts, 12 innings. We'll see if he extends out a little bit farther than the 4th. Obviously, we're in the bottom of the 3rd right now, but overall, right around that 4-inning mark is as far as he average goes, as a 2-2 will miss low, and the count's now 3-2. On deck is Grayson Hunsley. He'll be followed by Charlie Simpson. With 1 out, nobody on here in the bottom of the 3rd, and a 3-0 lead for Post State. 3-2 pitch will miss low for ball 4, and it will be a 1-out walk and another base runner. First 4 have all reached base here for Post State with a hit by a pitch and 2 walks, along with that base hit by Sonnenshine. And so now it's Grayson Hunsley here with a runner on first and 1 away.
Yeah, Colton Morlang, this will be his 49th pitch, so about halfway through the number of allotted pitches that he has in this ball game will be to Hunsley. Is that first one, the 49th, gets past Johansson to the backstop, and Scheffelbein's able to take second base easily without a throw, and putting a runner in scoring position for Post State here with 1 out here in the bottom of the 3rd with 2 runs having come across already.
Hunsley is 0 for 1, ground out to the shortstop in Waddell in his first at-bats. Here's the 1-0 pitch. For a long look at second. Hunsley with a ground ball to the 3rd baseman. Nice fielded play there by the 3rd baseman. The throw to first will be in time from Pierre. He had to stay with that play. Scheffelbein unable to take 3rd, and there's now 2 down. And it brings up Charlie Simpson. That was a tough hop for Beer, who couldn't get behind the bag. Otherwise, maybe that goes off the bag. Maybe it takes a weird hop, and he really didn't have enough time to field it before it hopped again. So he had to play it in between hops and was able to make a strong play on it to get out to get that out.
Yeah, Beer just showing you why he's as good a baseball player as he is. As Morlang does a fake pickoff move to try and keep Scheffelbein close at second here with 2 outs.
Longest outing for Morlang, 4 2/3 innings against Harrisburg Gold. As there's a swing and a miss and strike 1 here to Charlie Simpson. But otherwise, he went 4 1/3 against Post 320 and 3 innings against Yankton without factoring in the decision on either one of those 2 games. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Charlie Simpson. That'll be at the top of the zone and taken for a strike. The count's now 0-2.
But I think to your point, John, I think that just proves that this is a guy in Colton Morlang that Box Elder's going to turn to in big games. Throwing them against a team like Harrisburg Gold kind of shows you that.
Runner takes off the pitch. It'll be a ground ball. High hop to the shortstop, Waddell. The throw to first will be in time to retire Simpson and limit the damage to just 2 runs. 2 runs on a hit. There is an error and 1 man left on base. We have played 3 completes here at Hyde Stadium, and it is a 3-0 lead for Post 8 over Box Elder. Back in a minute on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Most of us already know that Gales Gas of Pierre is the place to call for propane. They offer an automatic fill plan so you never have to worry about running out of propane. They accept debit and credit payments or a budget payment plan to spread out the cost throughout the year so you never have surprises when you get your bill. For delivery, convenience, and great customer service, call Gales Gas at 224-5518. That's Gales Gas at 224-5518.
People helping people. Have you ever wondered what the benefits are of becoming a Owyhee Federal Credit Union member? At Owyhee Federal Credit Union, we reinvest profits in you. We do this in the form of lower interest rates, higher dividends, and low to no fees. So come check us out or come in at 221 East Pleasant Drive in Pierre, because at Owyhee Federal Credit Union, we treat our members like they own the place because, well, they do. Owyhee Federal Credit Union.
As we welcome you back, here it is a 3-0 lead on the American Family Insurance Brittany Schuffelbein scoreboard. 2, 3, and 4 here for post 315 of Box Elder, as it will be Cooper Morlang, Mason Brooks, and then Paxton Fisher. Anybody reaches base, it'll then go to the number 5 hitter in Tegan Smith, as the first pitch will miss for ball 1. They checked to see if he did not check his swing, but he did, and the count is at 1-0 here to Cooper Morlang. That one's upstairs, and the count's now 2-0. Line down to the second baseman, and Carter Schuffelbein in his first at-bat. He's 0 for 1. Doyle's trying to work fairly quickly here. The 2-0 pitch. That'll be over for a strike, and the count's now 2-1.
Yeah, Cooper Morlang comes into this contest slashing 386, 491, 455 for a 945 OPS. So, again, both of the Morlang boys, as he swings through strike 2, are going to be one of the guys and the names to watch if you are a Post 8 fan and watching, if you're Miles Doyle as well.
The 2-2 pitch will be fouled back, and it remains at 2-2. That was pitch number 50 for Miles Doyle. So just about the halfway point for him. Colton Morlang with 53 pitches through 3 innings for Box Elder. 2-2 again here from Doyle. This will be popped up on the right side. In foul territory, J.J. Buckles moving back towards the lines, able to make the catch, keep the sunglasses on the hat. And there's one down here in the top of the 4th. And it will bring up now Mason Brooks. And I say that a little tongue-in-cheek as Brooks will come to the plate, because it just seems about every time when there's a play made over at first base, Buckles is losing his sunglasses. He's got to really like that pair of sunglasses, because as many times it falls off his head, you would think you'd just invest in or just get another pair of sunglasses, regardless of how they actually look. But there's got to be something about those sunglasses that Buckles wants to keep using this entire time, as the count's 0-2.
Yeah, maybe they're just the good luck sunglasses. I often wonder what happened to those ones that were really popular in like the 90s and 2000s.
The
like
flip shades?
The flip shades,
Yes.
exactly.
That'll be flying out to right field. Charlie Simpson is there. He'll make the catch. And there's 2 down, and it brings up Paxton Fisher. And so Fisher, who is 0 for 1, or 0 for 0, he drew a walk. And you think about those flip shades and how popular. I mean, Nomar Garcia-Parra, Chipper Jones used to wear them too. There's a lot of guys that on the left side of the infield was really popular. Almost everybody but the first baseman seemed to wear them. As that one will miss for ball 1.
Yeah, outfielders too. I think David Justice was wearing them back in the day. Jermaine Dye. Guys that really, I don't know why they just all of a sudden, they were really popular at that point, and then all of a sudden they were out of the league, and guys, stopped wearing them.
And you think about it, because there are times where those sunglasses, when you're peering into the home plate, it's really kind of hard to see with the sunglasses. But if they goes up in the air, you don't have time to pull them down from your hat and put them on.
Yep.
So, yeah, it really was a fad in the 90s that just went away, and nobody cared to use them anymore. 3-1 pitch. It'll be outside, and it will be ball 4, and a 2-out walk issued to Paxton Fisher, second time that he has walked. Because, and maybe, I don't know. Did you ever find them kind of appealing?
I always thought they looked kind of cool.
And granted, it was maybe because I was younger, and every Major League Baseball player, whatever he did was cool in my eyes.
Yeah.
But, I wouldn't have mind having those. Now, granted, when I was growing up, it was before I got contacts. I mean, I was wearing glasses pretty early, so it was the rec specs for me for the longest time because my parents were not going to pay for new glasses every time they'd break because the first pitch will miss inside for ball 1. So I had half of it. I just didn't have the shades to flip down on top of the rec specs.
Right. Couldn't get prescription lenses for the rec specs. That would be sweet, too.
Right, and you get the change them out between games if you have a day-night type doubleheader.
Absolutely.
Counts 2-0. But then, like, even the transition lenses of glasses didn't really become a huge popular deal till late 2000s. That will be a strike. The throw to second. The tag, they got him out at second as Peterson will throw out Paxton Fisher trying to steal second to retire the side. Here in the top of the 4th inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and no one left on base. We have played 3.5 and a 3-0 lead for Pierre over Box Elder. Back in a minute on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
The May Adam Law Firm in Pierre know how important your families are to you. If you've been putting off getting your affairs in order, know that the May Adam Law Firm is available to counsel you through your questions and help you get the documents in place so that you've made your loved ones secure. Call them at 224-8803 and they can chat with you about how to document your concerns and care for your family. We're all in this together, and the May Adam Law Firm is ready and able to help.
Insurance. We all need it to protect our homes, health, businesses, and belongings. But having adequate coverage is just the beginning. You also need the support of professionals who stand by your side to protect what's important to you. Fisher Rounds & Associates combines the coverage you want with the commitment you need. Fisher Rounds & Associates. At your service, at your side. With offices in Pierre, Mitchell, Watertown, Sioux Falls, and Rapid City.
As we welcome you back here, it is a 3-0 lead in the bottom of the 4th, as it will be for Post State 6, 7, 8. Dawson Getz, Cooper Twilliger, and J.J. Buckles. He may reach his base. It'll be the number 9 man in George Stalley. As Box Elder trailing 3-0, but just one hit between the two teams, Sutton Sunshine, and he was retired trying to steal second. So the crazy thing about this game is that it is a 3-0 lead for Post State, but their lone base hit didn't even make it to second base, and yet they've scored 3 times in the last 2 innings.
Yeah, just an efficient way to play baseball, getting guys on base, whether it's via the base on balls or hit by pitch. It may not show up in the stat sheet as far as like hits go, but the more guys you can put on base and put pressure on the defense by stealing bases and making the other team get you out, the more likely you are to give yourself a chance to win a baseball game and put yourself in scoring position, which the Eights have done, both in the second and more often in this bottom of the 3rd inning as well. And now let's see if they can do it in the top of the 4th here with Getz and a 1-1 count.
Here's the 1-1 to Getz with a ground ball to his counterpart at short. Waddell will field. His throw to first will retire Getz, and there is now 1 down as he is 0 for 1 after drawing a 1-out walk in the bottom of the 2nd. And it brings up now the DH in Cooper Twilliger. Twilliger hit the sacrifice fly RBI, and he has the lone RBI of the ball game, with the George Stalley run scoring on the throwing error, and then Sunshine being thrown out at second with Peterson scoring. So Twilliger's got the only RBI of the 3 runs. The first pitch will miss outside for ball 1. Here to Cooper Twilliger. Terwilliger picked up RBI number 5, make that number 3 with that sacrifice fly. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That'll miss low, and the count is now at 2 balls and no strikes here to Terwilliger.
Yeah, big opportunity here for Terwilliger to maybe pick up his first extra base hit of the season.
2-0 pitch. That's a line shot out towards right center field. It will drop in for a base hit, and it will be a 1-out single. Second hit of the ball game here for the Eights. And they've got a base runner here with 1 out to the bottom of the 4th, trying to add on more runs as they did score in the 2nd and twice in the 3rd. Guess if that's the case, we might as well just keep adding an extra run per inning. No runs in the 1st, so you get a run the 2nd, 2 in the 3rd. How about 3 here in the 4th? And then you get 4 in the 5th, and with a 0, that will also end the ball game with a 10-0 win.
There you go.
Here is J.J. Buckles, who is 0 for 1, struck out looking. That first pitch will get away from the catcher and Johansson, and the second will go to Williger. So he is in scoring position here with 1 out in the bottom of the 4th.
Yeah, another opportunity there for the Eights with a guy in scoring position is Terwilliger was able to move up to 2nd on the pass ball.
Morlang into his 4th inning of work with 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th. Delivers the 1-0 pitch. That'll be upstairs, and the count's now 2-0. And for Box Elder, they have just 10 guys here today. Only 1 man is on the bench for this Box Elder squad, and that is Bobby Steffi. There's a ground ball through the hole on the left side for a base hit. Terwilliger will get to 3rd. They will hold him up at 3rd. Throw coming back to the bag. Skips away from the 3rd baseman, but not advancing as Buckles. So a base hit for Buckles. Back-to-back hits here for Post State. They've now got 3 in the ball game, and it's 1st and 3rd here with 1 away, and it brings up George Stalley.
And that's a smart play there by Smith, the left fielder, to try to you see the third base coach putting up the stop sign there. You know that the guy at third's maybe gonna round, not very quickly, not necessarily always looking for the ball to come in behind it. So why not make that throw behind him to try to backpick him at 3rd? Smart idea, just not quite the right execution there for Box Elder.
Buckles will steal the first pitch as that one's taken high for a strike and no throw from the catcher in Johansson. So still on base for Buckles. And it's 2nd and 3rd here with 1 out for the Eights. And Stalley's got a chance to make this a handful lead for the Eights. That 0-1 pitch, that'll be a check swing, missing low and away for ball 1. They will appeal, and Buckles, who is standing out there behind the base umpire, also did the no swings call. He knew it.
Yep.
The base umpire agreed with him, too. It was no swing. Here's the 1-1 now from Colton Morlang to Stalley. They'll be on the outside edge for a strike, and the count's now 1-2. One of those where kind of funny to see Buckles do it because it almost looks like the home plate umpire is asking Buckles, hey, did he swing?
Right.
You make the call if he swung or not. Here's a 1-2 pitch. Stalley will fight that one off and foul it away, and the count remains at 1-2.
Now, on that, where Buckles takes 2nd base, because there was no throw, does that go down as a stolen base, or is that considered defensive indifference?
I think it would be a stolen base. I don't know. Well, and I think it depends on how the kind of play it is, or I guess as a swing and miss by Stallion, there's 2 outs. Because sometimes you get no throw and you get the stolen base. And I don't know if maybe the tail, what the tell is if it's a runner, if the infielders of 2nd and short go to cover the bag or not. Because if they don't go to cover the bag and there's no throw, as that one will hit Nolan Peterson, the bases are now loaded here with 2 outs. That's one to kind of look up to see how they, because there's also been times where nobody throws it and you get a steal. And, because of the jump that you have, there ends up being no throw and it's still a stolen base. So.
Yeah, that's true. I guess it really just depends on what the situation is. Looking at Baseball Reference, what the definition of defensive indifference is, as Sun and Shine watches ball one. Defensive indifference is a play in the later stages of a game in which the defensive team, either ahead or behind by a large margin, allows a base runner to advance a base without any attempt to put him out. So
it would be a stolen base
correct.
In this spot, as
Yep.
that'll be fouled away, and the count's now 1-1.
Although then where do you draw the line as what's considered the later stages of a game? What's a large margin that you're up by?
Right.
You know, like there's...
Well, it's just the...
It's kind of an obscure rule,
right.
I think.
Well, and then you on an error, it'd say, on a routine play, well, what's your definition of a routine play to make sometimes?
Right.
And then also where if he makes a clean play, as Sun and Shine now hit with the pitch, that one almost looked like it came and hit him in the right arm, which is the inside arm, but it does score the run to make it a 4-0 lead now here for the Eights, who, again, don't get a base hit to score another run. And the base is still loaded here. Second man hit in a row for the Eights. And it's Carter Shufflebind. Let's see if he can really extend this ball game and get a big lead here for the Eights. First pitch almost hits him, and it misses inside for ball one.
It's a big at-bat here, not only for Shufflebind, but for Colton Morlang if he can get out of this, because if not, things can spiral out of control quickly.
And ground ball, that's going to get off the glove of the third baseman, Pierre. The throw will still go to first. It will not be in time. Shufflebind, I think, thought that it went into the outfield, so he was looking like he was going around the bag and then realized the throw was coming towards the plate, or coming towards first, and it ends up, he just beat it out, and it ends up being an error charge to the third baseman in Beer, and it's a 5-0 lead here for post 8 over post 315.
Yeah, all you got to do is just put the ball in play there, and like you said, getting by Beer.
There's a ground ball to the right side. That is off the glove of the first baseman, who will pick it back up and will retire Hunsley to get out of the inning. But 8 guys will come to the plates here in the bottom of the fourth. 2 runs will score on 2 hits in the inning. There was another error, and 3 men left on base. We head to the top of the fifth, a 5-0 lead for Pierre over Box Elder. Back in a minute on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Vertic Electric has a long history of doing electrical work the right way. Economical service, professional work, and customer satisfaction is why they can say that. Vertic Electric can do residential, farm, and commercial projects. Doesn't matter if they are charged with new construction or a remodel project, they get it conducted. Contact the staff at Vertic Electric at 224-8684. They can light a spark into your next project. Vertic Electric, 224-8684.
Hey, yo, Speedo's Lawn Care.
Hello. Say, my yard's in rough shape. It's got weeds, brown spots, and crabgrass.
Yeah, no problemo. What shade of green you need? We got 31 shades of green over here. Even the latest shade of septic tank grass green. That one just naturally gives off a glow.
Call the professionals at True Green. They know how to get your lawn healthy and keep it healthy. They guarantee it. All technicians are trained and certified.
Call True Green, 224-1916.
As we welcome you back here, it is a 5-0 lead here in the top of the fifth for Post 8 over Box Elder. John Wickler alongside Blake Dean. Jacob Mayer back at the station. It is 5, 6, and 7 here for Box Elder. Tegan Smith, Spencer Johansson, and Colton Morlang be the first 3 hitters. And then it'll be Ethan Wilson and Will Waddell to 8 and 9 in the batting order, as Miles Doyle will be looking for 5 shutout innings here in this ball game, as not a whole lot of South Dakota games, obviously, over the last couple of days, with the fact that it was the 4th of July holiday. And then you look at some of these teams playing in the Firecracker tournament in Rapid City. It is a SMC Post 140 team, Salem, Montrose, Canova, and they'll be fouled away on the first pitch. They're playing Watertown today in a doubleheader. Post 17 hosting that Class B team. But overall, not a whole lot of South Dakota games until we get back to the first part of this week. Counts 0-1 here to Tegan Smith, who grounded into a 6-4-3 double play. Back in the top of the second, he's 0-for-1. Here's the 0-1 pitch. There's a swing and a miss, and the count's now 0-2. But there are several teams that are going to have to really get things moving at the latter stages of the season. Because the fact of Brandon Valley, who is now 3-4 in South Dakota games, that one's grounded to the first baseman Buckles, who will field and take a couple steps and step on the bag at first to retire Smith. One down, 3 unassisted, and brings up the catcher and Spencer Johansson. Almost everybody is in the spot where, Box Elder, they're going to get, I think they need 14 games, so they will get games 13 and 14 done here, so they will be good. Renner 307, they still need another 6 games. We'll play Renner. Yankton will also play that Renner Sultans team at the end of the season. As it counts 0-1 here to Spencer Johansson, who was hit by a pitch in his first trip to the plate. That'll miss low, and the count's now 1-1. Brandon Valley, they're 3-4 in South Dakota games right now, which is weird that they've only played that few games. This will be grounded to the right side. Shuffle by with a nice diving stop from his knees. A throw to first will retire the catcher and Spencer Johansson. A solid play from Shuffleby moving to his right to make that back in and sliding stop and to throw out Johansson.
Yeah, what a play there by the rising sophomore and Shuffleby, and able to go to his right, diving stop, get to his feet, make it an on-target throw to Buckles. Buckles with a nice scoop to record the out. 2 quick outs here for the Eights in this top of the 5th, but not time to take your foot off the gas with the number 7 hitter in Colton Morlang stepping to the plate.
2-0 count here to Colton Morlang, who struck out swinging in his first at-bat that ended the top of the second. He's 0 for 1. As Doyle is looking for an efficient 1-2-3 inning. He's had a technical 2 without any extra issues, but 3 overall the first 4 innings, as that'll be fouled into play, and the count's now 2-1. He did have a 2-out walk issued in the 4th, but then was throwing the man out at second, so still end up being only 3 official plate appearances, as this will be flown out towards left field. Sunshine going back. He's going all the way out to the wall, and that is going to get out for a 2-out solo shot for Colton Morlang. His second home run of the season, 11th RBI, and Box Elder gets their first hit. Is a home run from Morlang.
Yeah, right off the bat there, that looked like it was going to travel a long ways, and Sunshine out in left field did turn, took a couple of steps, and then he realized that the wall was coming up a lot quicker than he was going to be able to get to the ball. And like you said, second home run of the year there for Colton Morlang, showing you the reason why, even though he's slotted in as the number 7 hitter in this Box Elder lineup, that he can do damage.
First pitch will miss outside for ball 1 now to Ethan Wilson. So it ends the no-hitter, ends the shutout for Miles Doyle. There's a swing and a miss, and the count's now 1-1. But still with a 5-1 advantage here for Post States here in the top of the 5th inning. That close to 5 shutout innings and 5 no-hit innings for Doyle as the count's 2-1. But Blake, as you mentioned too, right as Morlang was coming to the plates, this will be popped up on the right side. Buckles gives a long run. He'll make the catch in foul territory and retire the side here in the top of the 5th inning. 1 run scores on the 1 hit. It was the home run by the number 7 man who is dangerous in the batting order, Colton Morlang. No errors and no one left on base. After 4.5, it is a 5-1 lead for Pierre over Box Elder. Back in a minute on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Looking for a change, a career, not just a job? Beck Motor Company of Pierre is looking for a team-oriented individual to join their parts department. We offer 401k, free individual health insurance, paid leave, a company cabin in the Black Hills, on-site gym, and more. Experience is a plus, but we'll train the right individual. If you have the ability to use a computer, provide great customer service, and willing to learn and adapt in a very busy environment, we want to visit with you. Call Steve Meyer at 605-224-5912 or stop by Beck Motors for more information.
Are you or a family member receiving Medicare calls asking if you've received your new Medicare card? This should be a red flag, as Medicare is not sending out new cards, and Medicare will not contact you to ask you about your card. If you have, or someone you know has received this type of call and they gave out their Medicare number, please contact the South Dakota Attorney General's Consumer Protection at 800-300-1986.
As we welcome you back here, it is the bottom of the fifth, the 5-1 lead for Post 8 over Box Elder. As we head to the bottom of the fifth, Charlie Simpson, Dawson Getz, and Cooper Terwilliger will be the first three men to come to the plate. Simpson did not come to the plate in that last inning. Everybody else, all 8 guys besides Simpson, came to the plate in the bottom of the fourth, in that 2-run inning to get that lead up to 5-0, but now stands at 5-1 as the first pitch is over for strike one here to Simpson, who is 0 for 2 so far. The fly out to left and a ground out of the shortstop. You're listening to KCCR Pierre Riverfront Broadcasting Station. John Wickler alongside Blake Dean with Jacob Mayer back at the station. As it counts 1-1 here to Simpson. Post 8 scored a run in the bottom of the second on a sacrifice fly from Cooper Terwilliger. Then we're able to get a run on a throwing error in the second, so make that the third, and also scored a second run on a technical double steal with Sunshine getting thrown out, but Peterson scoring to make it a 3-0 lead. And then hit by pitch, RBI hit by pitch for Sunshine, as there's a swing and a miss, and the count's now 2-2. They'll make it a 5-0 lead. And Shufflebind also reaching on a bases-loaded error that's made it a 5-0 game at the time. Then a solo shot from Colton Morlang makes it 5-1. Here's a ground ball to the third baseman, Beer, a high chopper. The throw to first will be in time, and the leadoff man retired here to kick off the bottom of the fifth inning. And it brings up Dawson Getz, who is 0 for 1 with a walk and did score the game's first run. The Eights have taken advantage of 3 errors from Box Elder. So Box Elder has 1 run on 1 hit. That's the home run by Morlang. 3 errors. Post 8 with 5 runs, 3 hits, and no errors. This will be popped up on the infield from Getz. Second baseman will call for it. Cooper Morlang will make the catch. And there's 2 down here in the bottom of the fifth, and it brings up Cooper Terwilliger.
And one of the things to note, too, John, is that we have not seen any activity in the left field bullpen for Box Elder, so looks like they're going to ride Colton Morlang as long as they can. That was just his 81st pitch was the pop out of Getz for out number 2 here in this bottom of the fifth. So we'll see if he can get through 5 and potentially maybe get into the 6th inning as well.
First pitch will miss low and away to Williger, so the count's 1-0. Box Elder will not play, according to their game changer, will not play till next Friday, which will be the Gopher Classic tournament. They will travel up to that as the pitch will be over for a strike. And it's kind of surprising, too, overall, that I wouldn't say surprising, because Morlang has thrown well. And you know, even though there's 10 guys, everybody is available because they have not played since last Tuesday. So everybody has the availability to pitch again, as that one is over for a strike. The count's now 1-2. You know, Post 8, obviously with everybody available, but they want to make sure that you keep your pitchers available for Wednesday and Thursday this coming week. But for Box Elder, it doesn't matter if anybody throws 1 or 105 pitches, that they'll all be available the next time they come out on the field, which will be on Friday. That'll be high and inside to Terwilliger. The count's now 2-2. And again, Morlang's thrown well enough. Obviously, with 3 errors and 5 runs against, he hasn't got the help defensively, and it could be a lot different ball game. It could be a 1-1 ball game instead of a 5-1 game. But knowing that everybody is available to throw and everybody can be available again the next time they pitch, you would think that maybe there'll be some shorter leashes for these guys. As it counts 3-2 now here to Williger. Morlang looking for a 1-2-3 fifth inning. He will not get it as that pitch will miss low for ball 4. And Terwilliger is on base for the second time. He is still 1 for 1. Had a sac fly RBI in the second, singled in the 4th, and now walked here in the 5th. And it brings up J.J. Buckles, who is 1 for 2. He's got one of those 3 hits for Post 8s. Terwilliger, Buckles went back-to-back with hits. Sunshine, his hit came in the 3rd inning. Here's the first pitch. That'll bounce in, and 1-0 count here to Buckles.
Yeah, and that's now at least 4 straight balls from Colton Morling. So if you're JJ Buckles in the box here, you're going to wait to see one cross the zone before you're even thinking about swinging here.
Here's the 1-0. There's a ground ball, high chopper again. Beer will field inside the infield grass. His throw to first will be in time. And it will retire the side here in the bottom of the 5th inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 man left on base. We have played 5 innings. It is a 5-1 lead here for Post State. We will keep it here on KCCR. Here later on, in just a little bit, they will have the Russ Snyder Memorial Scholarship that will be given out between games. And the Russ Snyder Memorial Scholarship was established in 2000 when Dr. Jim Trimble organized an effort to honor Russ's memory after his ultimate passing, untimely passing. And Dr. Trimble brought together Russ's former Post State teammates from the 1974 and 75 Legion teams, along with a good number of other friends and classmates, who provided annual contributions to the scholarship fund. The fund provides for each senior on the team to receive a memorial baseball bat to commemorate their accomplishments in post-state baseball, and also provides a scholarship to a player to assist them in their educational pursuits after high school. Unfortunately, Dr. Trimble passed away unexpectedly this past year. His friends are happy to continue his efforts in his memory. Jim was a great friend, teammate, and classmate, and his leadership on the scholarship was invaluable. Russ Snyder was an all-around athlete in Pierre. He was a football, basketball, and track star for Pierre Governors and was a standout baseball player for Post State. Baseball was his favorite sport, and he excelled at it. Russ went on to play collegiate baseball at the University of South Dakota, where he is a 4-year starter and was named all-conference in his junior and senior seasons. Making the presentation today, later on, will be Russ's brothers, Dan Snyder, and Russ's former teammate, Jeff Holden. In Russ's memory, I'd like to our Post-State senior players to know how much they appreciate their dedication to Post-State baseball. As the first pitch here in the top of the 6th inning is a bunt back to the mound, and Miles Doyle will make the play for the first out of Will Waddell, and it will bring up Ian Beer. And they are proud to award each senior the memorial bat with their names engraved in the bats, and that they will be honoring and announcing the recipient of this year's Russ Snyder Memorial Scholarship in the amount of $1,500. And the guy that just made the play, not everybody knows it, but you get a first chance to know it. Everybody will find out here on the field in just a moment.
KCCR exclusive.
Yeah, it is going to be Miles Doyle who will get the $1,500 scholarship. As the 0-1 pitch, that'll be popped just over the top of us here. That was right in line with Blake Dean, but one, you get the window closed in front of him, and two, it went just a bit too high for Blake to make the catch.
But I was ready, John.
And he was ready. His arm was extended. He was ready to make that catch. Here's a line shot to Charlie Simpson. It'll bounce in front, and it'll be a one-out single for Ian Beer, the leadoff man in the batting order, and a one-out single here in the top of the 6th inning. So congratulations to Miles Doyle, who wants to finish off this win as well, but he will be receiving the Russ Snyder Memorial Scholarship, and all the seniors will get a commemorative bat with their names engraved on it. As that first pitch will be outside for ball 1. Here to Cooper Morling.
Yeah, congrats to Miles. Congrats to all the seniors in this post-state program for sticking out the last few years of this program as Doyle checks on the runner at first here. But a really well-earned accomplishment for Miles, and I'm sure he will put that to good use as he moves on to college next year.
1-0 pitch. That'll be popped up. That'll be foul. And I was ready for that one, but it landed to our left.
Yeah, you were ready.
That one almost was that perfect spot. I mean, it still needs to be a low-line drive over the netting, so it's got to come pretty quick up at us for it to not hit the overhang here at the press box. This will be popped up right at the plate. It is in foul territory. Grayson Hunsley will call for it. He'll make the catch in foul territory. And there's 2 down here in the top of the 6th, and it will bring up Mason Brooks.
And speaking of Miles Doyle, that pop out to Hunsley at third was his 84th pitch of the ball game. So a chance for him to potentially, if he's able to get this next out rather quickly, finish out a complete game here.
First pitch here to Mason Brooks will be upstairs for ball 1. And different than what Box Elder has is the fact that Post 8 is playing 3 more doubleheaders and 2 more within the next 4 days. So Doyle not available to pitch on either Wednesday or Thursday and wouldn't be back until Saturday, as that pitch will be upstairs and the count's now 2-0. But anything to limit the rest of the bullpen to be used will be beneficial for Wednesday and Thursday to maybe would have to extend guys out. This will be behind Nolan Peterson, as it'll get to just away for the runner to advance to second. The count's now 3-0. Here to Mason Brooks, number 3 hitter, before Paxton Fisher will come to the plates. Just 2 walks and a hit by pitch from Miles Doyle, along with that solo shot and then the 1-out single here in this inning. But it will be a walk issue to Mason Brooks. So the 3rd walk now, and that first walk to someone other than Paxton Fisher. And it will bring up now Fisher here with runners at first and second and 2 away here at the top of the 6th inning.
Yeah, it's a big opportunity here for Doyle. This will be now his 89th pitch, so we'll keep track of the pitch count here going forward. But Fisher will take strike 1 or swing at strike 1 here to make it an 0-1 count.
And that's where now all of a sudden things become a little bit tighter. Trevor Rounds will make his way out to the right field bullpen to get loosened up, and where somewhere in the gap could make this a 2-run ball game, could cut the lead in half for the Eights if Fisher can get a hold of one. But also any kind of ground ball pop out will help get out of this inning and get the Eights at least in the 7th with a 4-run lead. And a chance to add on to it because they'll have 9-1-2, where they were able to do a little bit of damage of scoring those 2 runs in the 3rd with that same lineup. That one to be fouled out of play, and the count's now 1-2. Let's see if Doyle can get out of this inning on the next pitch.
Yeah, despite Fisher's .222 batting average, he does have a .423 on base percentage coming in. So a guy who can get on base quite frequently and up there with the best of these Box Elder hitters.
That pitch will miss low, and the count's now 2-2. And on top of that, he's got 7 walks but 0 strikeouts.
Right.
He has not struck out in, at that point, 26 plate appearances, obviously now 28. Let's see if they can retire Fisher for the first time in a strikeout, but that'll miss low and away, and the count's now 3-2. And the longer this at-bat goes, the more likelihood that Doyle will not be able to probably won't come out for the 7th inning. But it's a 3-2 count. Runners will take off here with 2 outs. 3-2 pitch. That one's fouled back, and the count remains at 3-2.
That was really close to being the first strikeout of Fisher this year, but was just able to get a piece of it and foul it off to the back screen on the first base side.
So another 3-2 pitch here to Fisher. Ground ball on the left side. That's going to get through for a base hit. A 1 run will come in to score. The throw from Sonnenschein, he will jog it all the way in. And we'll fire it to second, and it's a 2-outs RBI single. Past the diving Dawson gets into left field, and a 5-2 lead now here for the Eights. 3-run lead with 2 outs, and it brings up Tegan Smith, who's 0 for 2.
Left fielder, number 24.
He has grounded out twice. Ground out, 6-4-3 double play. And then he also ground out to the first baseman, J.J. Buckles. Pickoff attempt, and diving back in safely is Fisher with the RBI. And that run over there becomes a little bit, or the runner at first becomes a little bit more important, as that one, the first pitch will be a swing and miss and for strike 1, because if he takes second, then all of a sudden a base hit makes it a 1-run ball game.
Yep.
So you want to try, and then and even a ground ball up the middle can make it an easier play at second, as this will be fouled out of play, and the count's now 0-2. Then you also, at the same time, if you throw it to second to try and get him out, and the run scores and you don't get him out, then it's still a 5-3 game, and the guy doesn't have to put the ball in play. So it becomes important to keep him over at first and to retire Smith here. 0-2 pitch. That'll bounce in. Peterson will block it up. Runner stays at first, and the count's now 1-2.
And that was pitch number 98 there for Doyle. So likely going to be his last full inning at the very least. We may see him come out for the top of the 7th. We may not.
Runner takes off, and it will hit Smith, and the bases are now loaded, and the tying run is on base. And it brings up Spencer Johansson. And this could be Doyle's last batter. I know Coach Iverson and most pitchers like to more start with a clean inning.
Spencer Johansson.
But I think that they are going, maybe making the move to Trevor Rounds here with 2 outs and the bases loaded here in the top of the 6th. Coach Iverson's got the lineup card in his hand. He does have a couple pitches to work with. But we'll see here.
Six to be exact.
And we'll see if Coach Iverson wants to stay with them. I think they are going to maybe stay with Doyle here with 2 outs.
I think so. I think it's just kind of a mound visit to tell Doyle, hey, here's where we're at in the order. Settle down, throw strikes. We can get through this.
And this is your last batter in the order, or the last batter of the game. Go get him. Give everything, don't leave anything in the tank after this for the next batter, because this is your last batter. Go get him right now. And it is Spencer Johansson to come to the plate. First pitch will pop up foul on the right side. It will land out of play.
And this is a huge plate appearance, John, not only because the bases are loaded and the tying run is at first, go-ahead run is at the plate, but after Johansson steps to the plate, Colton Morlang, the pitcher, who did hit 1 out in his last at-bat.
So this, big important at-bat. Ground ball back up the middle. Getz with a diving stop. He'll get back up. His throw to first is in time. What a play from Dawson Getz. Puts a ball at the end of the 6th inning. A run does score. With 2 hits in the inning, there are no errors and 3 men left on base. A huge diving play from Dawson Getz. Keep this a 5-2 lead for Post State at the end of 5.5. Back in minutes. You're listening to Post State Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Building a home. It's the biggest investment most of us make in a lifetime. Not to mention, it's a decision that, well, you pretty much live with day and night. The quality of the workmanship stares back at you like a reflection. It also affects the value of your investment. Choosing the right contractor is critical. Kruger Contracting is that contractor. Call 222-2523. Quality workmanship and materials completed on time. Kruger Contracting. In a word, quality. Call 222-2523.
AGE Corporation's Contractors and Crane Service is a proud supporter of Pierre Governor Athletics. For almost 60 years, AGE has been building South Dakota. For all your site work construction and crane work needs this season, AGE is here to help. Give them a call. AGE Corporation and Crane Service, 223-2732. That's 223-2732. AGE, proud supporters of local sports.
As we welcome you back here, it is a 5-2 lead for Post State going to the bottom of the 6th inning. They will have at least a 3-run lead, and will most likely see Trevor Rounds come out of the bullpen to try and close things out. Now on the flip side, Colton Morlang's trying to get through six complete innings, and if he can do so, that will help out Box Elder to have even more guys available for that second game against Post State, which will be coming up about a half an hour after we're done here with game 1. So right now, depending on if, obviously the game wouldn't get over in the next 5 minutes, it'll be around 4 o'clock or so to get the second game underway, but we'll see what time we actually get done with game number 1. George Stalley, Nolan Peterson, Sun and Shine will lead things off 9-1-2 here for the Eights in the bottom of the 6th inning. The Eights trying to add back on to their 5-2 lead now. First pitch will miss low and away for ball 1. And what an incredible play by Dawson Getz to make that diving stop and to get back up and throw a strike as he turned all the way around. As Stalley will rip that one into left field for a base hit. Good piece of contact for Stalley and a leadoff single here for the Eights in the bottom of the 6th. And it brings up the top of the order for Nolan Peterson, who is just 0 for 1 with a ground down in the bottom of the 1st and a walk and hit by a pitch in the 3rd and 4th. But Blake, that play for Getz, the difficulty to make that play was already pretty high, but the difference in the game that play could make at the end here going in the 6th and 7th inning, or bottom of the 6th and top of the 7th, is a game changer of a play.
Yeah, it's a game-saving play as far as all things are concerned if you're a Post 8 fan, because that ball gets through the outfield. As that was a bunt attempt by Peterson that was pulled back. Johansson checked on Stalley at first, who was not going. Strike one was the call to Peterson, but game-saving play as Getz dives to his left to stop the ball from getting into the outfield. It would have at least scored 1, maybe 2 runs to make it a 1-run ball game. But then the presence of mind from Getz to hop to his feet didn't have the time to get the out at second as Stalley takes second base on the ball, on the pitch in the dirt from Morlang. So now the runner is in scoring position for Post 8 here with nobody out. But the presence of mind to not go to second base because he really didn't have a play there. Only play was to first base. No hesitation from Getz. Makes a strong throw. 2 buckles to end the inning. Just an all-around fantastic defensive effort by the 8's shortstop.
Here's a ground ball to the left side. That's underneath the glove of the shortstop of Waddell into left field. Stalley will stop at third as he was making his way back to the second base bag. And it will be the 4th error committed by Boxelder here in the ball game. And it's now 1st and 3rd here with nobody out, and Sutton Sunshine will come to the plates. That's a huge break for Post 8s, and could be a costly one for Boxelder on a relatively routine ground ball that just snuck under the glove of the shortstop of Waddell.
Yeah, that's maybe a little bit of a jinx on our part as Sunshine gets drilled in the back to load the bases here with nobody out for Scheffelbein. But a little bit of a jinx on our part maybe is we're talking about the great play by Getz just before that, and then all of a sudden ball's hit right at Waddell. What should be a routine play ends up going right between the wickets and into left field and putting a runner on base for the 8s.
Bases loaded here with nobody out. First pitch to Scheffelbein will miss inside for ball 1. So now it's 3, 4, and 5 here with the bases loaded and nobody out in the bottom of the 6th. Boxelder just pulled within 1 at 5, or pulled another run closer at 5-2. Still a 3-run lead here for the 8s as that one will miss low and away, and the count's now 2-0. And now all of a sudden, what could have been for Boxelder to make it a 1-run ball game, could have had a runner on at second with 1 out, and maybe be first and second with 1 out. Bases are loaded with nobody out, and you got to deal with the 8's 3, 4, and 5 hitters as it counts 3-0 to Scheffelbein. And Pierre is in prime position to really put this game out of reach going into the 7th. Now the issue is the amount of runs that have scored with the bases loaded in less than 2 outs for Post 8. 3-0 pitch. What will help is a 4-pitch walk that will score the first run to make it a 6-2 ball game. But the 8's batting average, and again, the game changer doesn't give us the opportunity to see what they hit with the bases loaded and less than 2 outs, or just in general hitting with the bases loaded. We will have a pitching change as Steffi is going to come into the ball game, but he will not come into pitch. They will make their changes. We will take a minute break. We'll come back and tell you those changes. Post 8 leads 6-2 with nobody out here in the bottom of the 6th. Back in a minute. You're listening to Post 8 Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
At AgTegra, we're leveraging the power of the cooperative to benefit our farmers and ranchers, their families, and local communities. We're creating jobs for your neighbors and putting money back into our communities. We're lending a hand in our rural fire departments, food banks, and 4-H and FFA programs. That's what local is all about. When you do business at AgTegra, you help us make a difference in your community. AgTegra, strong, stable, dependable, and local.
Stolken Peterson LLP has been your local CPA firm for over 40 years, offering tax preparation, bookkeeping, payroll, and consulting services. If your business, farm, or ranch needs professional, accurate, and reliable services, we are your firm. Our clients are our #1 priority. If you need a higher level of accounting service, give us a call at 605-224-5828. That's Stolken Peterson LLP, 222 East Missouri Avenue in Pierre. As we welcome you back here, it is a 6-2 lead with nobody on the bases loaded. And it will be 4, 5, and 6 for the A's. Grayson Hunsley, Charlie Simpson, and Dawson Getz. And they will go against now Paxton Fisher, who will come into the ball game. And Bobby Steffi will take over in rights. And it will be Steffi that will also then hit for Colton Morlang, who, by the way, hit a solo shot. Was the one of 3 hits that were given up by Miles Doyle. And he will not be in the lineup in the top of the 7th, who was going to lead off. So Colton Morlang is out for the remainder of this game. They now no longer have any subs. And it's Grayson Hunsley will step to the plate against Paxton Fisher, who will be making his 3rd relief appearance and his 4th appearance overall. But the first pitch here to Grayson Hunsley will be on the outside corner for a strike, and the count's 0-1, as Hunsley is 0 for 3 so far with 3 groundouts.
Paxton Fisher comes into this outing having pitched 4 1/3 innings, starting one game, but his other 2 outings in relief as that ball gets to the backstop. And Peterson will be able to hustle home from third. Everybody else moves up 1 base, makes it a 7-2 ball game in favor of the Eights. 4th outing for Fisher, like you said, only 1 start. Loss. He does have a loss on his record, no wins. 5 earned runs, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts, 7 runs total for an ERA of 8.077 and a 1.862, or sorry, excuse me, a 3 whip as strike 2 comes across to Hunsley to make it a 1-2 count. And again, prime position for the Eights here with nobody out here and runners on second and third.
Here's the 1-2 pitch to Hunsley. Swinging a ground ball that will have to score the other run because it was shuffled by that was going to overtake Sunshine at third. It does make an RBI ground out to make an 8-2 lead here for the Eights, and now a runner on third with 1 away as the shortstop Waddell was able to make the play. So 4 ground outs for Grayson Hunsley. He's 0 for 4, but does have an RBI, and it's a now 8-2 lead with a runner on third for Charlie Simpson as the first pitch is over for strike 1. So the Eights here in this inning led off with George Staley's single, but we've got a 3-run inning and only 1 hit and still another runner on at base. Simpson with a fly ball to left field. That one's going back, turning, looking at the wall. It will land at the base of the wall. It will score shuffle by easily. Simpson will jog into second, standing there with a RBI double who just missed a 2-run shot by a foot. Maybe a little extra wind here today would have helped that one get. There is a wind blowing out left, but a little bit stronger wind. Simpson's got his 2nd home run of the season, but instead he will settle with a RBI double to make it a 9-2 lead here for Post States.
Yeah, that one just Simpson put up in the air and let the wind take it. You know, that was a well-struck ball to the Long Branch sign out in left field. It's the 2nd sign over from the foul line. But like you said, right off the sign, scoring the run easily, and he's able to jog into second base, standing up for a 1-out double. RBI double at that to make it a 9-2 ball game in favor of Post State.
Counts now 1-1 here to Dawson Getz, who is 0 for 2, walked in the 2nd, and then he ground out to the 4th and ground out in the 4th and 5th to the shortstop and second baseman. A base hit can make this an 8-run lead here, a 4-run 6th inning for Post State, and still threatening with a runner on at second and 1 out. That pitch will be flown on the right field line, down the line but foul, as it landed behind the home plate in the right field bullpen. That is still in play, and the count's now 1-2. Talking about the flip shades, I know we kind of talk about it every once in a while here at Heights Stadium, but there's no, other than Oakland, no bullpens that are still out in the outfield.
That's right.
Or in foul territory. I think the Cubs, I know the Cubs did, but you know, the Cubs might have been one of the last ones to do it besides the Oakland A's still having theirs. The Giants used to have it out there. There's a line shot, and that's going to get over the second baseman's glove as he was hopping for it. That will drive in another run. Getz will replace Simpson at second. It's another RBI double for the Eights, and they now lead it 10-2 here in the bottom of the 6th inning.
Yeah, Getz with a nice piece of hitting, just going with the pitch lining it over Cooper Morlang's head at second base. That ball gets into right center field. Getz almost did slip rounding first, but is able to slide into second base safely and replace the runner and make it a 10-2 game in favor of the Eights as Simpson scores on the play.
First pitch to Terwilliger is over for strike one. And for Terwilliger, 1 for 1 so far. RBI sac fly in the second, base in the fourth, and then drew a walk in the fifth. Here's the 0-1. That'll miss and then get away from the catcher. A wild pitch that will move the runner up and gets to third. And the count's 1-1. The bullpens in the outfield in play, along with the football stadium, baseball stadium combos, are also, along with the flip shades, kind of the thing of the past. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss, and the count's now 1-2. Although Watertown's still that baseball-football combo.
Yep.
I think one more year they're going to play at the Watertown Stadium. And after that, I don't know. We'd have to go out of the state if there's a swing and a miss for Terwilliger. And they're 2 down. And it brings up J.J. Buckles, 9th man to come to the plate here in the bottom of the 6th inning, as he is 1 for 3 with a base hit and a stolen base back in the 4th inning. You have to go out of the state and outside of professional and college football to try and find any other baseball, football stadium combo.
Yeah, definitely a relic of the past, like you mentioned, as are the bullpen mounds in play, technically. One of my favorite places to play on, like an MLB The Show, for example, is the Polo Grounds, where they actually had the bullpens in play because center field was so deep from home plate. They were able to just go out to the farthest part of the park in center field and play warm up out there.
Yeah, you had plenty of time to move out of the way when the ball is coming your way because it still had to travel about 450 feet to get to you.
Right.
Here's the 3-0 pitch to Buckles. It'll come inside for ball 4. It'll be a walk, and the winning run is now on at first, as George Stallion will come back to the plate, who led off the 6th inning with a single, as he is 1 for 2. He singled to lead off the inning and then end up scoring on the RBI walk from Carter Schuffelbein. Was the RBI walk from Schuffelbein. Pickoff attempt, and Buckles will stand up over at first base. And that's one of those things where to have a bullpen in play, in fair territory, that might be the only place that you could ever do something like that. Here's the first pitch now to Stalley, upstairs for ball 1. That I can't think of what they called the hill at Houston back in the day, too.
Yeah, what was that called?
Tell's Hill. That was one that was all, and obviously no center fielder liked it, but I kind of liked seeing that thing out there in center field.
Well, and not only that, but for a while there, didn't they have a flagpole in center too?
They had the American flag and the pole in play, yeah. Here's the 2-0 pitch to George Staley. The runner's at first and third and 2 outs. That'll get to the backstop. Runner in Getz will come in to score. Buckles will move up to second. The 3-0 count to Stallion. 11-2 lead here for the Eights. And if Stallion can get a base hit, and maybe they give him the green light, a base hit could win the ball game here in the bottom of the 6th and pick up a 10-run rule win. Something that you just don't get with any other sport.
No.
Is that you can make every baseball stadium just a little bit different. Here is the 3-0 pitch. And instead, a fake pickoff attempt. And even here at Hyde Stadium, you see 378 out in right center, 383 out in left center. And a lot of times you see the an arch around from left field to right field. But there's a straight line across out in center, as that will be taken for a strike. The count's now 3-1. And of course, you can make the green monster. You can Mandan's got the chain link monster.
Yep.
Up in North Dakota. Just all the different things that you can do with a baseball stadium. 3-1 pitch. That'll miss for ball 4. And it's now first and second here with 2 away, and it brings up the top of the order Nolan Peterson trying to put away this game here for the Eights.
Yeah, and I remember one of the things that Old Hyde Stadium used to have, it was not 324 down the lines. This would have been, back before you were here, John. It was actually 305 down the left field line. A hitter's paradise if you're a right-handed hitter. I think it was about 315, 320 to right, relatively similar to what it is now. But if you were a right-handed hitter, you loved coming to play at Hyde Stadium because the porch was short, very short, going to left field. And actually, the reason they moved it back was not only part of the field renovation, but also I think part of the reason was because the Legion Association wanted to be able to host a state tournament, and 305 down the left field line was deemed too short to be able to host a state tournament at the time. So that was the other reason why they moved it back to 324 down both lines, which is what you see right now.
Counts 1-1 here to Nolan Peterson. Base hit can win the ball game. 11-2 lead here for the Eights in the bottom of the 6th. I want to be fouled out of play on the right side. The count is now 1-2. If we do get to the top of the 7th, it will be 7, 8, and 9. Bobby Steffi, Ethan Wilson, and Will Waddell are those 3 hitters that are due up for Box Elder, but they've got to retire between Peterson and Sutton Sunshine. They've got to retire at least one of these, or they have to retire one of the 2 hitters. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Peterson will pop this one foul. That will get out of play on the right side. That's almost perfect if it can be like what Peterson just did to try and get the ball up here. It didn't have enough to get over there, but it just went over the top of the netting, stayed low enough to stay underneath the overhang here. Just need a little bit more energy and a little bit more to the right, as that one will be fouled by Peterson, rolling over to the on-deck hitter of Sutton Sunshine. The count remains at 1-2.
Yeah, just a little bit more mustard behind it, and that'll make its way directly up here if it's able to travel that far.
Here's the 1-2 pitch. That'll miss low, and the count's now 2-2. Even for Houston, too, they get the Crawford boxes out of left field that really jut in. Obviously, with Boston and the Green Monster, it's a short distance, but a high distance that you have to get a home run. Peterson will shoot that out towards center, and backing up will be the center fielder Wilson to make the catch, and that will retire the side here in the bottom of the 6th. But 11 guys come to the plates. It was a 6-run inning to get the Eights up 11-2. They're 3 outs away from picking up a Game 1 win of the doubleheader between Pierre and Box Elder. Back in a minute on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Limebach Construction Incorporated, who can build your recreational home or building along the beautiful lower Lake Oahe area. Whether if your hobby is hunting, fishing, travel, or water sports, we can come up with a building design that will fit your interests and expectations. We pride ourselves on using quality products, customer service, and open communication. Limebach Construction is locally owned and operated, serving the Missouri River community since 1994. For area of service and more information, contact Bill Limebach at 605-223-2738. That's 605-223-2738. Comtech, your local technology solutions provider, is now located on the truck bypass. With great brands like Bose, Sonos, LG, Samsung, Lenovo, and so much more. Stop in to see their new showroom for everything in stock for your personal or business needs. Comtech provides professional installation and service after the sale. Comtech is your local technology store, located now on the truck bypass, or visit us on the web at comtechplus.com. As we welcome you back here, top of the 7th, Post State leading 11-2 in the American Family Insurance Brittany Schuffelbein scoreboard. And it will be Trevor Rounds to try and get the final 3 outs. Not a safe situation for Rounds, but he will face the bottom of the order of Bobby Steffi, Ethan Wilson, and Will Waddell. He might reach his base. It'll be Ian Beer as the Box Elder post 3:15 team will need a big rally here in the top of the 7th to try and keep this ball game moving. And we can go through the totals for both these pitchers. Colton Morlang will get 5 innings. He gave up 5 hits, 9 runs, 7 of them earned, 6 walks and 3 strikeouts in 97 pitches. And for Miles Doyle, who threw 101 pitches, went 6 innings, giving up 3 hits, 2 runs, both of them earned, 3 walks and 3 strikeouts. And it will be Trevor Rounds to try and get the final 3 outs and get the Eights their 4th South Dakota win and 5th win overall on the season to start a big week here for the Eights. And obviously the big week, actually, I would say the last week of the season will be the biggest week of the year because they will play, if you add on the Harrisburg Maroon team, as the first pitch will be grounded to Hunsley over at third, 1 pitch and 1 out, as the throw was almost a little bit wide to the first base bag. And there is 1 down, though, to kick things off here in the top of the 7th, and we'll bring up the number 8 hitter in Ethan Wilson. But you look at that last week of the season, and you throw in Harrisburg Maroon on that Saturday, you get Harrisburg Maroon, Sioux Falls West, Brandon Valley, and then Renner Sultans and Yankton on that Sunday in the triangular. And a lot of games, a lot of very winnable games for Post 8 down the stretch last part of the season. But these are 2 big games as well for the Eights, as they have a 11-2 lead as the 0-1 pitch is over for a strike. The count's now 0-2 here to Ethan Wilson, as Trevor Rounds will be looking for the final 3 outs in a non-save situation.
Yeah, you're right. Really an opportunity for the Eights to kind of build some positive momentum going into the end of the season, as that pitch was in the dirt to make it a 1-2 count. But really an opportunity for the Eights to not only pick up, maybe a win or 2 here this afternoon, but against the Renner Sultans as well, Harrisburg Maroon. There's winnable games in this back half of the season, this back stretch going into regions. And if they can pull out a win or 2 against Box Elder here this afternoon and evening, that would really start to build good positive momentum for the Eights going into the playoffs, hopefully, if they can continue to win baseball games.
Count is 2-2 here to Ethan Wilson. Will Waddell will follow. Here is the 2-2. That will be taken for strike 3, and there's now 2 down here in the top of the 7th. And the Eights will be 1 out away now from a Game 1 win. 4 strikeouts in total here for Post 8, with 3 from Doyle. Now the first one here from Trevor Rounds, who has really fit in well to this rotation in this bullpen in a relief role, who's been dealing with a hamstring injury but able to still pitch, just hasn't been able to be out in the field and hit as much as he would probably like and what Coach Iverson would like, as there's a swing and a miss and the count's now 1-1. But for Iverson, done a really good job of being a guy in relief and kind of putting his stamp on a role of that first guy out of the bullpen type reliever.
Yeah, absolutely. You look at Rounds' numbers. He has thrown 15 2/3 innings this season. Only 2 starts, but this is his 7th appearance overall and 5th relief appearance. He is 0-2 on the season. He has given up 21 runs, 19 of them earned, 12 walks, 7 strikeouts. ERA is at 8.49, as that was a strikeout by number 5, the batter in Waddell, to make it out number 2. Oh, excuse me, that was the end of the ball game.
That was out number 3. That's the end of the ball game. Roll 8, Post 8 will win the game number 1 with an 11-2 win over Box Elder, as we will step aside and we'll come back here in 2 minutes and wrap up game number 1. Back in 2 minutes here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
As community bankers, BankWest employees are deeply committed to supporting local causes, growing the local economy, and creating local opportunities. At a time when you can bank anywhere, we hope you choose BankWest. We'll be your financial partner for the long haul, helping you and your community achieve financial success. BankWest. Convenient, connected, committed. Member FDIC.
Nystrom Electrical Contracting in Pierre has been providing professional sales, service, and installation since 1977. Whether you're starting from scratch, new construction, or you're upgrading your current system at your home, farm, or office, give the professionals at Nystrom Electrical Contracting a call. They've got a lot of bright ideas. Call Nystrom's today to schedule a free computer-generated estimate. The number is 224-8750, or visit their website at nystromelectric.com. As we welcome you back, it is a Game 1 win for Post States over the Box Elder team as Post at 315, as the Eights will get a 11-2 win over Box Elder in the first game of our doubleheader. As we welcome you back, John Winkler alongside Blake Dean. And Blake, a good first win for Post State, a much-needed first win to get them going into this doubleheader and trying to get themselves a sweep over Box Elder, which will be, I wouldn't say much needed, but a very well-received doubleheader sweep if they can get it in Game 2 against Box Elder. Yeah,
it would be huge to continue to build confidence. We talked about it a little bit in this seventh inning here, but a huge win for the Eights to start this doubleheader. Big performance on the mound by Miles Doyle. He'll pick up the win, going 6 innings, giving up 3 hits, 2 runs, both of them earned, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts, and 2 batters were hit by a pitch by Doyle. And Rounds comes in and shuts the door. 1 inning pitched, 2 strikeouts and a ground out for Trevor Rounds in that bottom of the 7th to secure the win for the Eights and give them an 11-2 win here in this first game. Some notable hitting performances. 7 guys in the Post-State lineup with a hit apiece. Charlie Simpson and Dawson Getz both with doubles. Carter Schiffelbein has 2 RBI on the afternoon, as well as 3 walks in the ball game. 2 runs apiece for Nolan Peterson and Dawson Getz, as well as George Stalley. And just all around good hitting up and down the lineup from this Post-8 squad. And another solid quality pitching performance from Miles Doyle leads to an 11-2 victory here in Game 1 at Hyde Stadium, with Game 2 starting in approximately 30 minutes.
So final totals, 11 runs, 6 hits, no errors, and 8 men left on base for Pierre. 2 runs, 3 hits, 4 errors, and 4 men left on base for Box Elder. Again, Miles Doyle picks up the win. Colton Morling will get the loss. He had 2 unearned runs in the 9 that he allowed in his 5 innings of work. Time of the ball game was 1 hour and 52 minutes, as the Eights will be looking for that doubleheader sweep coming up here, as Blake had said, right around a little less than 30 minutes from now, but it'll probably be closer to around 4:15 when Game 2 will get underway between Pierre and Box Elder. Post Eights will have their Russ Snyder Memorial Scholarship will be given out here later on in between games. After the field prep is done by the dads that are working out right now, and the Eights will be taking on Box Elder. We do know, as if you were listening, Miles Doyle will be getting that award handed out to him here in just a little while. But the Eights Russ Snyder Memorial Scholarship will be given out here between Games 1 and Game 2. We won't have it here on YouTube at KSU Sierra Sports. We're going to try and, if you've heard the commercials, it's been a little bit of for some reason, a little bit of some static in between. We're going to try and get that figured out. So we will end the broadcast here on YouTube at KSU Sierra Sports. We will come back with the Game 2 broadcast coming up in just a little bit. We'll also hear from News Director Zach Nelson and his weekend news as we are getting set for Game 2. So a final score in Game 1, 11-2 for Pierre over Box Elder. We'll return with the pregame of Game 2 coming up here in just a little while. Post 8 takes Game 1, 11-2. You're listening to Post 8 Baseball on KCCR.